Refraction through a prism. As shown in the figure, a prism is a transparent medium bounded by two plane refracting surfaces P and Q inclined at some angle and the base R. The angle A between the surfaces P and Q is called the refracting angle of the prism. The line of intersection of the surfaces P and Q is called the refracting edge, and the section of the prism perpendicular to the refracting edge is called the principal section. If all the three surfaces of the prism are equal in length, the refracting angle 60 degrees, and the prism is called an equilateral prism. Also, if the surfaces P and Q of the prism are at right angle, the refracting angle A is equal to 90 degrees, the prism is called a right angle prism. The adjacent figure shows the principal section PQR of a prism of refracting angle A. The light ray LM strikes on the edge PQ of the prism at the angle of incidence. As the ray is moving from air to glass after refraction, it bends towards normal N1 and moves through the prism along the path MN. The ray MN is called the refracted ray, with the angle of refraction R1. The refracted ray MN strikes at point N of the face PR of the prism at angle of refraction R2. As the ray is moving from glass to air after refraction, it shifts away from normal N2 as emergent ray NO at angle of incidence I2. If incident ray LM is produced forward, an emergent ray NO is produced backward, the two produced meet at point K. The angle between the two produced is called angle of deviation and is denoted by delta. The value of angle of deviation delta depends on four factors. 1. Angle of incidence or I1. If for a given prism we obtain the set of values of deviation angle delta for corresponding values of angle of incidence I1, plot a graph between them, a curve as shown in the figure is obtained. This curve indicates that as the value of angle of incidence increases, deviation angle decrease becomes least and then starts increasing again. The least value of angle of deviation is called angle of minimum deviation and is denoted by delta M. This curve is also known as I delta curve. 2. Refracting angle of the prism A. For prisms of given material, the angle deviation increases with increase in refracting angles of the prism. 3. Refractive index of the prism. For a given refracting angle, deviation angle increases with the increase in the refractive index of the prism material. 4. Wavelength of the light. For a given prism, the angle of deviation is most for light of violet color and is least for light of red color.